Paladin. I bet the next one is somebody owing money to a gang. Blood Hunter. I bet the next one is someone who died because of abuse. Cleric bets that the next one is someone who died electrocuted after putting a metal tube inside his on a thunderstorm. Hey, what's up everybody? Wild Magic Ray here, and unfortunately you are now Flower Pot. I'm sorry, I just had a weird roll, a weird day of magic happening today anyway. How are you guys doing? Having a wonderful day today. Before jumping into it, I just want to quickly kindly ask if you want to take a second to smash the like button. Only takes a moment, helps out, and I appreciate it a lot, so thanks so much for that. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already. Only takes a moment, helps out, and you know, thanks so much for that as well. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. How my party's best natural 20 happened out of game. Be me. Fairly new D&D player. Have no dice of my own. One player has multiple dice sets that he lets others borrow. Session's about to start. Everyone is choosing today's dice. I see a set that looks pretty neat and I ask, hey, can I use that one? Dice owner responds, sure, but the D20 has kinda low rolls. I'll demonstrate. He rolls and he gets a natural 20. Everyone bursts with laughter. Yeah, the only time you need the dice to not roll high, it just gives you the natural 20, of course. I guess I'll subscribe to D&D Premium then. Be me, level 5 fighter. BDM, kind of a but a lovable one. Be me, fighting in the finale of a fighting tournament. Opponent gets announced, it's Owen Pate. Awkwardly waddling in is a gnome with an armor so bulky that it more wears him than the other way around. Wielding a sword to end all swords that he can barely swing due to the bulkiness of his armor. Alrighty then, .bmp. Fight starts. Owen has an initiative of -2. Start working on him but barely get a hit against his +20 AC. My mundane sword also is doing barely a scratch to him. Owen has only a singular, awkward attack per turn that still never rolled below 20 and hits like a freight train. Proceed to get slapped across the room like a British spouse after the lads lost the ball game. Owen wins. Winning ceremony, and the winner gets announced. DM says very pronounced. The winner is pay to win. Oh, for f***'s sake. Owen is at least nice enough to quote-unquote drop a +1 lightning longsword for me for being a good sport. I'm mad, but I got at least a +1 lightning longsword now. Can't believe that the entire story was a pun for pay to win, okay? A terrible secret revealed. Be party. Looking for the next MacGuffin. Have an item that shows the MacGuffin surroundings as a clue. It appears to be in some sort of vault that's only distinguishing aspect is that the walls are made from pure adamantine with artistic designs. Bring it back to our NPC helper. Recognizes it, but does not suggest that we continue on our quest. He explains, you've heard of gold and other metallic dragons, correct? Well, that's the vault of the adamantine dragon. Not fully sure of the danger, the NPC asks if we have any items made of adamantine. One person produces a sword that also happens to be sentient. The NPC takes out an adamantine dagger and starts to scratch the blade. The character attuned to the blade of course hears the sentient blade scream in pain. They're not the only one, however. What first sounds like nails on a chalkboard turns into a very distinct scream. The NPC remarks saying that the blade has only one source before switching and scratching his dagger. This time, it sounds like a dozen people screaming at once. Big reveal. Those who fall to the dragon's breath turn to adamantine. In fact, there is no natural quote-unquote adamantine, and it's all sourced from the dragon's victims. Worst part is those who are turned to adamantine cannot pass on and are forced to haunt the metal even when it's melted and mixed together. Here's hoping we don't have a party kill. Okay, I mean, no, that is a terrible secret. That would be interesting to have. That would be interesting to have with other elements as well, I think. But yeah, I don't know, this is messed up. How I accidentally made a roach god. I don't know how that could happen at all, let alone accidentally. But okay then. Be me, first time DM. DMing a Fallout 5th edition one-shot that I made with the help of a 5th edition Fallout site that I found. Players are 2 humans and a ghoul. The 2 humans have pets. One an irradiated dog and the other a rad roach. The girl, Millie, with the rad roach, treats him as her child. His name is Roachy. Before the one-shot, I just sent her over a stat block for him from the 5th edition Fallout site. Their first encounter is with a group of giant ants that they have to drive off from a Brackman farm. This challenge is tougher than I thought it would be, but no big deal. That's the wasteland for ya. The PCs are really getting beat up. Players are joking around like, he's gonna kill us on the first encounter. In the battle, pet red roach Roachy does a lot of damage and kills the last giant ant. The group all celebrate surviving and calls Roachy a badass. I wonder why Roachy is doing so much damage but kinda ignore it to focus on DMing. A couple of hours of play later, our brave adventurers are fighting their way into the bad guy lair, a vault which houses a gang of psychotic paranoid raiders. I throw some low-level raider enemies at them to shoot down on the way in, and they dispatch them easily. Once in the vault, they fight past a couple of tougher raiders, no problem. Finally, they find the big bad evil guy in the overseer's office, a big blind dude who wears a metal helmet and fights with a super sledge. Here we go, that MP4. They fight him for a bit and he deals some solid damage to them. It's Millie's second turn and she shoots at him and misses. I look at the big bad evil guy's health and he's still got a good bit of health left. Roach's turn and he hits. Oh boy, the red roach kills the big bad evil guy. Do you wanna describe how he kills him? We are all dying laughing because I never looked at the stat block for this rat roach and he's like 6 levels above the PCs and does hella damage every attack. Roachy is now a meme among my friends. Roachy is a god, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, that's that is why you how do you not look at the stat block? You just give a random stat block for a random, I don't know, party helper, whatever you wanna call it. And you did notice that something was wrong with it, like dealing too much damage. Potentially burned an alchemical store because I forgot to put an instrument on my character sheet. Be me, Pikenku Bard of College of Lore. Be at first session. Excited.gif. Party is made out of me, a fighter, a rogue, and a wild magic sorcerer and a cleric. DM is telling us about the world and political intrigues and blah blah blah. Be checking my character sheet. Oh .jpg. Forgot to add my accordion. Session goes for a bit and I finally tell the DM. DM says we'll take care of it in-game. Be doing quest. DM tells me that I start to hear a calling that only bards could hear. Holy that's cool, .jpg. I trail off by myself as I succeed my stealth check against the party perception. Be curious Kenku. We're friend.gif. Calling turns into a beautiful song getting higher and higher as I get close. End up in a bard's instrument and lyricist's store. There's a frog playing banjo. Epic frog.ah. Frog is the store owner. Imitate enough words to tell that I want a new instrument. Frog is pleased and brings me an accordion and tells me that it's 3000 gold. Be sad cause no money. Small burb crying.gif. Worried party catches up following my trail and sees me crying. Got my friend crying.jpg. Frog gets scared. I get in front of him trying to discourage a fight. Tell him that I don't have the money and if there was a way to get a discount. He tells us about this alchemist on the other side of the city that wants to buy his property at all costs and he would give me a 90% discount if we dissuade him. New quest sound.mp3. Be rolling through the streets to see the greedy alchemist. Meet the guy and it's another frog. Guy says the bard's terrain is full of gold and would pay us a sum for convincing the frog bard to sell it to him, and the frogchemist also gave us fire salts to lighten up his interest. Everyone agrees to tell the frog bard that the frogchemist wanted to burn his house. He got very mad at the frogchemist. He got very happy at us for telling him, and he gave the instrument for free. We gave him the fire salts, and as we left, we listened him murmur something about burning something. Intrigued.jpg. So yeah, we potentially burned some greedy frog's alchemy store just for an accordion because I forgot to put it in my sheet. And that's how to be an awesome DM. I feel like that was way too expensive, but it made for a fun story, I guess, so alright. Silly moments in campaigns are the best. Be me, cleric. Be not me, paladin, blood hunter, and DM. Party is doing a shortcut to ethereal play. DM describes the pieces of souls that we see while traveling there. They say their last thoughts before dying. A kid says, "Thanks for returning my bowl, but what's that on your hand?" An old man says, "I discovered how to destroy a silver mirror," excitedly I guess. Silver mirror is a powerful item on the campaign setting. A woman says, "To the king hear my prayers, I sacrifice myself." Paladin. I bet the next one is somebody owing money to a gang. Blood hunter. I bet the next one is someone who died because of abuse. Cleric bets that the next one is someone who died electrocuted after putting a metal tube inside his on a thunderstorm. Everybody giggles. DM describes the next soul. You hear a man screaming in agonizing pain and it looks like he took the biggest shock of his life. DMs and players, do more of that. Those things are worth for the laugh. Players make a deal with the devil for apple juice. Be me, human Echo Knight fighter. Be not me, human rogue, 2 human fighters, and the important guy who got a custom class because they asked for one. We leave the major city and decide to check out a mountain. Climb the mountain and the dragon comes out of lake on top. My character f***ing runs. Prior to this, important guy decided giving everyone apple juice was funny. Try to give the dragon apple juice. It's not enough. Important guy summons their god, aka the literal god of destruction, while one of the other fighters gets a greedy so clean that the god of creation is summoned because the god of creation is a little quirky. Oh no, that JPEG. God of creation nopes the f*** out. Dragon nopes the f*** out. Important guy asks for apple juice and bringing the dragon back in exchange for destroying half a city. Enough apple juice for the dragon is summoned and God leaves and the dragon comes back. Dragon tries the apple juice and says it's great out of fear. When prompted for a genuine answer, the dragon basically says it's mid. Important guy asks to mount the dragon to get to a nearby city. DM makes a joke. Hahaha.ogg. Agreement is made. My character comes over and asks what the f is going on. Party explains. My character decides to not associate with them. My character is technically 2 people. One is the body and one is the echo. The body comes over. The body doesn't like when people do bad things. The body generally solves problems in the simplest way they can. Killing is simple.webp. I almost initiate PvP. I realize that important guy has the dragon on their side. I decide to settle it later. Probably leave the party, but that hasn't been decided yet. Session ends. I teach my fellow players about the Henderson scale of plot derailment. We decide that this was a full Henderson. DM likes making the players' actions have consequences. The entire plot has been derailed for apple juice. Worth it, to be honest. Anyway, alright, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon, and also new YouTuber, repeated lots of thanks so much for those. Links below if you wanna check them out, and links to the social media, Discord, and everything else. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.